Hey everyone, and welcome back to Zero Escape 999, where last time we began our almost final route. We returned through door 5 in order to see if we can find some other way off of this ship, given how catastrophically everything has gone in the other routes we were working on. Last time we made our way through the first class cabin with Snake and Seven, and now we are heading onwards to further familiar territory. He came out of the door and into a long, straight hallway. He paused for a moment and turned around to look behind him. Seven was bent over, apparently doing something to the door. What's he up to? Junpei had spoke more or less to himself, but apparently Seven had heard anyway. The larger man stood up and turned to Junpei.
I was just putting one of those plates in there. It ought to keep the door from locking again. Now we can come back here anytime we want, right?
Why would you want to come back here? Snake was a reasonable one. Seven thought about it for a moment before he answered.
I might like to play a little piano.
Piano?
Come on, let's get moving. We aren't out of this yet.
Without waiting for an answer, Seven started off down the hallway. Snake shrugged, sighed, and quietly followed Seven. That's a lie, Junpei thought to himself. He had difficulty enough believing Seven could play the piano. But even if he could, the piano they'd just left was largely useless. The keyboard was completely scrambled. If Seven wanted to come back, it was unlikely he intended to do so in order to play the piano. But if that was the case, why would he want to leave the door unlocked? Junpei frowned, took one last look at the door, and then walked away toward his companions. After some time in the hallway, they emerged into a larger, more open area. A large metal grate, like the door of a jail, divided it in half. They shook it for a while, but as they had expected, it did not move. Behind the grate were 2 elevators. From so far away, however, it was difficult to tell if they were still operating. On the left side of the grate was a door. Unfortunately, however, it was locked and refused to open. Junpei took a moment to examine the left side of the room. Next to the wall was a set of stairs leading downward. Standing guard at the top of the stairway was a large iron grate. Foreboding as it was, the gate seemed to be the sort that could be opened, unlike the metal grate that bisected the room. With luck, Junpei hoped that he might be able to get it open. The female symbol? He wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Snake, naturally, was somewhat more sure. The Venus symbol, I imagine. Do you recall the similar symbols near the large central stairway? They reference many of the solar bodies. Sun, Saturn, Earth. So as you can see, that one is likely not the woman symbol, but a Venus symbol. So I assume. While they had been discussing the symbols, Junpei now realized Seven had slipped away. His absence now felt, Snake and Junpei turned to look for their missing companion. There. Seven had left them to head down the hallway extending to the right of the stairs. Junpei grabbed Snake to lead him in the right direction, and they both headed off after Seven. Before long, the 3 of them stood in front of a door. It was a French door. Junpei tested the door and realized that, unlike so many others that they'd encountered, it was unlocked. Almost as though he was afraid it would suddenly lock itself, Junpei threw the door open. He stepped inside. It took only a moment for Junpei to take in his new surroundings. Is this some kind of casino?
Sure looks like one.
Before Junpei could comment further, a noise from behind him made him turn around. Snake was shaking the door they'd just come through. As Seven and Junpei watched, he threw up his hands in frustration and then kicked the door for good measure. It looks as though they were once again locked in. There was no reason to panic, however. Even if the door had been left open, there was nowhere for them to go back there. They'd have to find another way out.
Alright guys, let's split up and search this room. Come on, no dawdling, let's go. Quickly now.
Spurred to action by Seven's words, Junpei and Snake began to examine the room. Another familiar room. Let's get to work. So if you remember, we need to get all of the cards, all the playing cards, in order to solve the puzzles involving adding up to 9. A playing card? Yep, we got 4, we got 5, I think we got. There's something on the counter. Looks like a card. A playing card. A 7. Next up, this side of the room, that's the Baccarat table. We'll come to that in a minute. Let's go here next. We've got another card. Didn't think I'd find a card here. We got a 6. We can light these up. There's a weird looking thing floating in there. Let's go ahead and turn on the lights. And I need to write down, it is a club. It's the same every time. I could just go back to my old notes, but I would have to go searching around, and it's not that hard to draw a club, a diamond, and a heart. Wait, when those 2 lights turned on, I heard something from the bottom of the fireplace. What was that? I heard something down there. Alright, now we can get the bag of coins. And we can go play on the slot machines. I believe it is the middle one we want to play. A slot machine, I see. There seems to be a coin slot in the upper left corner. Perhaps we should put the coins we have recently acquired in there. Sounds like a plan. Put a coin in and drop the coin into the coin slot. Come on, you little bastards, I only need one of you. And let's see, spin the roulette. And the key was club, diamond, heart. 777, yes, triple sevens. And I think I hear something unlocking in there. Impressive, Junpei. It would appear to be unlocked now. There is something akin to a drawer in the bottom part of this machine, yes? That is a pickup drawer for dividend. Probably the lock for the drawer got unlocked. Please open it if you would. Alright, let's open it up. We've got another card, and we got a key. What is it? Is there something in there? Yeah, a playing card, and this, a key with the Venus symbol on it. Sorry, thought that was 7 chiming in from behind us for a moment. Excellent, Junpei. Now we'll be able to open the gate. Then we just need to figure out how to get out of this room. Correct. Come on, Junpei, hurry up. And he's off. There was a playing card and a Venus key. Better put the key in my pocket for later. As for the card, we got a number 2. Okay, I think I know why that was, I thought that was 7 chiming in. Normally, each of the text dutes is a different tone per character, like different characters will have specific tones. Is that 7's dutes that were being used there? It certainly isn't Snake's normal dutes. That's probably what tripped me up so bad. Alright, well, we have all the cards, so, well, now we have all the cards. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just missing 1, 8, and 9. But that's because the 8 is here, and the 1 and the 9 are elsewhere. So, let's get to work on Baccarat. Wow, this place is like super amazing. What's this place for?
Probably for playing Baccarat. It looks a little off, though. Yeah, look at the middle of the table. There's something mounted on it, see?
There is indeed. Suddenly, 7 began to speak.
Oh, Baccarat. You ever played, Junpei?
It's almost the same phrasing, too. I mean, it's the phrasing that makes perfect sense, but the fact that Baccarat is brought up by the puzzle itself in the casino and by Santa seemingly out of nowhere in the second-class cabin, and the way Santa's just fucking loses it and takes control of everything with that gun in the other route, Santa's my number 1 suspect right now, like, obviously, but there's, like, not just for he's going on a murderous rampage, but, like, he's got stuff pointing towards him being Zero, I guess. Why would he bring up Baccarat? Of all things, Baccarat. I guess it was because the game is all about 9s, and that's same with Baccarat. Both the Nonary game and Baccarat are all about 9, so I guess, but, like, God, he's been so weird and suspicious. why would he object to Seven staying behind so everyone, including Santa, can leave? It's just, it doesn't make sense. What is going on with him? What is the game here?
You ever played Junpei?
Junpei shook his head. He'd barely even heard of the game.
Alright then, how about I explain the rules to you for a bit? See, Baccarat is a kind of an unusual game. You got the banker and the player, and the whole point is that you guess which one's gonna win. And whether the banker or the player wins all depends on their hands. The way each hand works is different from other games too. See, you take the number from the ones place after you add up the value of all your cards. Whoever gets the number closest to 9 wins. If your number is smaller than your opponent's, you lose. And that's it. That's the explanation. Got it? Well, actually, there's a lot more to it. Strategy, details, that sort of stuff. But what I just told you sums the core game up pretty well. The single digit of the sum of all the cards you have. The strongest hand is a 9, and the weakest hand is a 0. You just ignore the number in the 10 spot. Do you get it? He hadn't been asked for it, but Seven's explanation, rushed though it had been, was helpful. Although he had only half understood most of it, Junpei now felt as though he had some grasp of how victory was won in Baccarat. However, Junpei had no way of knowing if the puzzle in the Baccarat table in front of them made use of those rules, and if it did, in what way. Now, no problem, he told himself. He would simply have to try everything he could think of. Feeling more confident, if only slightly, Junpei approached the Baccarat table. Alright, let's play some Baccarat. So, it's the 8 of spades. Let's play. Hey Seven, are we really supposed to play Baccarat? It's a Baccarat table. What the hell else would we do? Stop worrying about it. It's real simple. What's the opponent's hand?
Well, there's an 8 in that glass case.
Alright then, that's your opponent's number. If that's the case, what 3 cards do we need to get that number?
3 cards?
There are a couple of indentations with white lines around them, right? Those mean we gotta put down 3 cards.
So, place 3 cards here and defeat the opponent's 8. That's what I've got to do, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Something tells me those aren't the only rules. Alright, let's give it a shot. Before I start, I'd better make sure I've got the rules straight. We already know the rules, thank you. Okay, so 3 cards to make a 9. I went over this way back at the start of the Let's Play. I do not remember how I went over this. I think, so 2, 3, 4 would make a 9. Because 3 and 4 make 7, plus 2 is 9. So we can just do that right off the bat. There we go, easy peasy. Alright, if I just put down these 3 cards, yes, open for me.
Great, you did it, Junpei. You think it's telling us to take the 8 card? Come on, let's grab it.
Grab it indeed. Alright, let's take this card and on to the other side of the room. Now we can check this out. So we've got the ace. It seems the card is attached to the panel, and attached very well, it seems. If you don't mind, what sort of card is this? It's a playing card, the ace of spades in fact. Alright, let's go ahead and put a card here. Here's the card slot. Looks like we need to put a playing card in here. Alright, let's give it a shot. We'll put in the 8 we just got to make a total of 9 with that ace. And in you go. Hey, alright, it opened up. It seems we have another device to contend with, yes?
There are 3 slots in this one.
Alright, we need to make a 9. Let's see. 3 slots for cards, and there's a 9 right below them.
So that probably means we gotta make 9 with the 3 cards we put in the slots, right? Just like what we did over the Baccarat table.
Alright, let's give it a shot. Alright. Put in 5, 6, and 7, and open. Alright, so I put all the cards we had left into the slots.
What happens now?
Is that... Yes, I did hear something from the exit. Excellent work, Junpei. Wonderful. It seems the exit is unlocked. Let's go. Alright, and with that, next time on Zeroscape 999. I don't believe there's going to be any new dialogue in the interim between here and our next choice of doors. So I will meet you at the next choice of doors, and we'll check out the one escape room we have not seen yet. New content as we head on to our next ending. I'll see everyone next time for that. Alright. Let's go.